you start off as a stand-up comic, right?
That's correct.
What happened with that? I would think it sounds like you would be great as stand-up comic.
Well, I've managed to go back and do stand-up comedy every once in a while, but it's primarily to offset the cost of therapy. It's a great way to keep your mental balance, and it's a great way to find out that you're really not as important as you think you are, despite the fact that you've been on television for the past 35 years.
Ever have any regrets about quitting Good Times?
Fact of it is, I did not quit
Didn't
Good Times. People are under the impression that I was a malcontent and that I was, if it's possible to perceive of anybody being jealous of JJ, I was supposed to have been jealous of his inordinate talents, and that the only way I saw out was either to chew on my pistol or resign. So I did neither. I was summarily called to Norman Lear's office one day and told my services would no longer be required, that I was regarded as a disruption to the show. And I admit that I was a disrupting factor because I was out of pro football about 3 or 4 years. I'd boxed in the Golden Gloves, and physical confrontation to me seemed to be the most expeditious way of resolving any issue. So I made the writers know in no uncertain terms, and Norman Lear and anybody else that would care to listen, that I was ready to do serious damage to body parts unless the script was changed. But they said, well, we'll go you one better. We'll send your body parts home. That way you won't be able to do damage to anybody except yourself. So I've matured since then, and now when I have problems with the script, I usually convey those through my agent or through my manager.
Does Roots seem like another lifetime ago for you?
It really does. It does in terms of the amount of time that's passed, but also it seems like another lifetime in terms of the quality of the television production itself. Until I was able to perform the role of Admiral Percy Fitzwallace in The West Wing, I never thought I would have a chance to do anything of that quality again. That let me know you can catch lightning in a bottle twice.
Now, Roots, of course, had a profound effect on America. How did it affect you personally?
It fed into a hunger that I was to have for the rest of my life until I actually traveled to Africa as to what Africa is really like.
What do y'all got going on right now?
Now I'll fly on to Los Angeles to begin working on a motion picture.
What kind of picture?
The kind that pays for the mortgage.
Is that a drama or a comedy?
This is neither, sir. It is a low-budget slasher film, and I'm proud as punch to say that it's going to pay my mortgage. As to the aesthetic content of the piece, you have options. You have cable. You have libraries, ladies and gentlemen. Encourage your children to read. Don't say that John Amos had anything to do with your child going to see this movie, whose name I will not give you because the budget is not in there for me to do any free advertising.
That has to be the most honest answer I have ever heard in 20 years of interviewing celebrities. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, sir.